What is TickBox and how did you come up with the idea?
So TickBox is about making every election digital. It's about putting every candidate from every party in one place. My background is in party politics. I used to be a policy advisor, and whilst I was at university, which I'm currently deferred for in my second year, was about making the entire experience digital. My friends weren't voting simply because they didn't know enough. So all these big political apathy barriers that we throw up are mainly due to a lack of information. So whilst I was out canvassing and knocking on the doors on the Saturday mornings in the rain, realised that a lot of these people cared about the things that mattered to them, but they really didn't have a place to go to understand how they best match the candidates. So we built something that's in our world called a voter advice application. But what's unique about TickBox is that for the first time in the general election in 2015, every candidate from every constituency, from every party, will be housed in one place, allowing you to browse through them and compare them on issues that matter most to you.
So, from that idea to setting it up, what challenges did you face?
So we started by a really basic website. I built it with my two friends Sam and Tom, who are also co-founders of the company, and we started by just building a mock election. How much data do we need to collect in order to do this? Built this in the dorm room, literally 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and built it. And then we then took that through the University of Exeter's student entrepreneurship team to a point by which we could have an early form of investment through £5,000 from Unlimited. That allowed us to then spend a bit more time on that rather than with our degree, and we built the company up from that. So fast forward, we went through student union elections in January and saw an average increase of 1,000 votes, which was 1 in 4, an increase of an extra 1 in 4 voters in Bristol and Exeter and Warwick. And this platform is relatively cheap compared to other methods. It replaces the whole leaflet-based thing and the silly YouTube campaigns and makes it about policy, not about people. Moving on from that, we launched from the European election. We spent £7.20 on advertising. It was the last amount of money that we had left, and we sent it out on social media on the second week of May. Within 36 hours, over 40,000 people had used it, generating nearly 250,000 page hits. It made it the front page of the Independent's online European election coverage, and also got picked up by the likes of Huffington Post and The Telegraph on Twitter. So it really showed that there was an appetite, not just within the UK, but for around the world, for a better way of doing democracy.
So you're after investment. You know, we're here at the Set Squared event, and you said you got funding from Unlimited, who are a social enterprise funding. Is that your idea for it? Is it a social enterprise, or is it?
It's a business simply because of the fact that we believe business that operates within the social parameters creates the best change for our society. We believe that businesses that reinvest its profits properly and has a proper business structure, that's the most cost-effective running of a company like this. What we're actually trialling is the use of crowd equity funding, taking the company and its entirety out to the market, saying you can be part of this business for £10, £100, and you share shares in that. Whilst our initial private raise is through angel investors, those that share our core belief, we're only interested in investors who are not just looking for a great financial return, but those who believe in what we believe as well, the right of every individual to vote, and building a platform that can change the way in which we view and interact with democracy forever. So that's what we're pitching for here today.
If we're here December 2015, what are you hoping that you've achieved in election year next year?
I'd hope that when we build the general election, we're building it to scale 3,300 candidates for the first time ever in one place, recognised by UNESCO, the Cabinet Office, the Electoral Commission, never been done before. So for me to say we built that to scale and we got 1 million users through our media partnerships would really not just give satisfaction to the team and hit our financial projections, but could technically alter the outcome of the country for the next 5 years. Because what people seldom forget about the election process is that numbers count, and in some seats, like in Exeter, it's a difference of 3,000 votes between first and second place. That's 1 in 4 students going out to vote. So what we want to see is that the tools we build is enable the change that people want to see in the world. So if I can turn around in December and look back and say we actually benefited people's lives, then I feel that regardless of what the financial implications of that are, we've done our job properly.
Just finally, you're still very early stage, but what advice would you have to other people trying to create a business?
Love what you do and do it every day. So you have to have passion. Business, especially in the startup stage, you have to be up every day making the calls, making the sales, growing something. You have to believe in it before anyone else sees the potential in it. Because the great thing about an entrepreneur is that they see before everyone else believes. You predict the future to a large extent. And whilst you won't get everything right, the only way you'll get to go to where you want to go is by working hard. Take sacrifices, move forward, fail quickly, always land on your back and look up. And the last thing that all entrepreneurs share in common is they have relentless optimism. Regardless of what happens, they always see the positive side and keep moving forward. So that would be my advice to any entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs sitting out there around the world, that it's all possible if you just put your mind to it and believe in what you're doing.